Micro-budget films are often plagued with bad sound. To get good sound, you don't absolutely need a great microphone. What you need is to get that microphone in the right place. Oftentimes, this means you need a boom pole. The boom pole we'll be making today is the Crappie pole. This boom pole and shock mount should cost you around anywhere from $16 to about $30, depending on what options you do. Reason I call this the Crappie pole is you start with a crappie fishing pole. These are like the old-fashioned bamboo poles. All you have to do is take the pole, unscrew the back of it, and remove the last two, the little skinny rods. Then you take these gear ties. Gear ties are like this sticky rubber material with a wire inside. These are the longer ones. They're 32 inches long. There's two of them in a package, and you'll need both of them to make the project. Basically, what you do is you take one of the ties and you wrap it around the end of the microphone, make a loop, and wrap the other end of that same one on there. Then you take the other end of it and hold it on the boom pole. Take the other gear tie and just wrap it around there tightly. And these are they're really sticky, and you couldn't even pull this thing off if you tried probably. And then I smash it down and make all these little different shapes in here, which actually helps isolate the any vibrations or handling noise from the boom. It keeps it from going into being transmitted into the microphone and then showing up in your sound. The final step is to take the last little bit of the wire and secure your microphone cable. I do have a professional, boom pole and shock mount. This is a Gitsu. It's an aluminum pole. It costs about $250, and the shock mount's about $50. Since I built the Crappie pole, I have been using that almost exclusively. I actually prefer to use it. The shock mount works as well, if not better. The pole, this Crappie pole, is much lighter than the aluminum pole, and when it's cold outside, it doesn't transmit that cold into your hand. I can't wear gloves on my left hand because a lot of times I'm riding the levels. So I've been really happy with this build, and I thought I was going to, make this and post the video so other people could use it. I didn't think that I would end up using it quite as much as I do, since I do have professional equipment. The reason this pole cost me a little bit more is because I put foam insulation and then I wrapped that in cloth sports tape. So all in total, this particular boom, I started with a 15-foot pole, which gets me about 9.5, 10 feet of boom. The gear ties are about $6, and pipe insulation was about $6. I could do 2 poles with that, and about $3 for the cloth tape. So all in told, I'm less than $30 on that. When you buy your pole, this is a 13-foot pole, and I like the 13-foot poles when you're shooting indoors because it gives you that about a 7-foot boom. And then when I'm shooting outdoors, I usually use the larger 15-foot pole, which gives me around almost 10 feet, like I said. So I'm super impressed of how well this thing works, functional wise. It also looks really great. I took this a couple weeks ago to a feature film shoot, and nobody noticed that it was even a DIY project, which I think is a testament to how professional this does look when it's completed. It's just a great pole. I really can't say enough about how happy I am of how well this turned out. Hopefully this will help you guys out, and remember, if you are into DIY projects for your filmmaking needs, I've been developing many of them over the last few years in preparation for releasing this channel. and I will, like the lighting in here I built last night, got about 20 bucks in that. I think the lighting looks pretty decent, even though I've got thousands of dollars worth of lighting gear. The DIY stuff's working great for me. If I was to fire up a couple of these 2Ks, I'd get pretty warm in this room in a real big hurry. So I'm super happy with it. I mean, this thing's so easy to build. It just takes a few minutes. Even Russell Hasenauer could build this thing.